Thanks for watching News Echoes on World Affairs. My name is Shegun Johnson. I want to ask you a serious question. Have we entered the Third World War without knowing it? We shall be looking at this with the new tanks being supplied to Ukraine. But first of all, in faraway Milan is Mark the analyst. Massive Mark, you're welcome to this program.
Good morning, Dr. Shegun. Good morning, viewers around the world. It's good to be back again. We're here to look into issues.
And in Lagos is Bidi Nana, our in-house political analyst. Bidi, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, Dr. Shegun. Thanks for having me once again. Viewers around the world, good to have you here today. Let's do it like always.
Looking beautiful as usual. Thank you for coming to the studio. Today, we want to look whether we have entered the Third World War without actually knowing it. Because if you look at the Second World War, the United States said it was not going to get involved in a European war, and it did not so. Then it started supplying weapons to Britain and later jet fighters, and would not have entered the Second World War were it not for the Pearl Harbor War. Japan just went and delivered some rain, shall I say, rain some bombs on Pearl Harbor, and United States entered the Second World War. The rest is history. A few days ago, the United States decided to give 31 tanks to the Ukrainians. 31, after Germany has given 15 serious, they call them special names, bombarders, and United Kingdom has given 14. Now Germany has given the free hand for those who have bought the bombing tanks, free hand to give it to Ukraine. So Ukraine is having a load of tanks that could fight Russia. Somebody asked the question, why did the United States give 31 tanks? Why the odd number 31? I can answer it for you. 31 is the normal Ukraine tank battalion. They normally use 31 tanks to constitute a tank battalion. So they gave, and then when Germany will gave 15, almost half of a tank battalion. And one American battalion, one American tank cost $400 million. We're talking of billions of dollars here being spent on this war. What's the reaction on the Russian side? They said only one statement: this war has entered a new level. Expect repercussion. Mark in Milan, are we entering the Third World War slowly?
Dr. Shegun, yeah, it looks like it. Yes, something strange is happening, Dr. Shegun. Take note that it's a NATO arrangement. NATO has given tanks to Ukraine, and Russians are responding. The Russians are fuming over the tanks. These tanks are heading towards Ukraine. As at yesterday, we saw some of them. And Kremlin is saying they are angry. They are scorning at this. Germany and United States is behind this. They are supplying these powerful, advanced battle tanks, like you call them. I think this is brewing up something that might not be too good. As of this morning, Dr. Shegun, Trump warned Biden and said sending these tanks to Ukraine will set the stage for nuclear war. And he said that Biden and administration should consider what they are trying to do. So you said 30 something, but the information actually from America is they are providing 500 armored vehicles as part of the package to add to what is going on. So we are seeing this, and we hope it doesn't escalate like you just said. Russia is not laughing. As at this morning, Dr. Shegun, I think our counterpart, our fellow panelist from Russia was telling us that it will not be a smooth ride with this. That's Dr. Ibe. Dr. Ibe was telling us something. Dr. Shagun, do you remember some of what he said?
Yes, but let me first of all ask BD in Lagos. BD, do you guys realize the world is entering Third World War?
Obviously, that is actually what we are entering into. You know, I smile when the National Security Council spokesperson John Campbell said, "Oh, these tanks, they don't pose any threat to Russia. They are only to help Ukraine." Now, my question is this: helping Ukraine for what? You know, these people, they make some statements and they feel that the people they are talking need to read between the lines. It's obvious we have entered because all this while, United States has been diplomatic about it, but this time around, I think they are being bold. They are coming out all out. Do you understand? Coming out, them British, German, all this. They are not. It's not just that NATO has decided to take a bold step towards defending Ukraine. I think that is only what I see. And what that means is that the war is here. Except they do it differently now from nothing
Wow.
next minute.
Okay, thank you very much. What Godwin Ebe, Dr. Ebe said from Moscow was that we should look at it from the Russian point of view, that the Russians have said that the war against NATO has been escalated and they are equal to the task. And when Russia says something, Russia is strong enough to back it up. So Russians are saying, yes, we're going to back this one up. If this is the way the West want to go, we're going to back it up. And I was reading from CNN earlier this morning, and the CNN was asking the US government, are you going to send area bombardiers there as well? Because that's exactly what happened in the Second World War. When the Axis powers were winning, then they decided to send some jets. So it was asking, CNN was asking the American government, are you going to send some flying bombardiers now? That is, you're sending jets, which will mean the beginning of Third World War. So the next level, if we're going to be scared, is that there will be aeroplanes getting involved, and that is the signal that this thing has become a full-fledged Third World War. Mark, how scared are we?
Yeah, we're scared. There was a statement also by a man, the Kremlin spokesman, one Dmitry Peskov. He repeatedly said that those tanks they are sending will go up the flame. So that's Russians guaranteeing NATO that those tanks will be targeted and burnt. So he said they will go. He posted last night on the Russian TV, even as the battle is going on. Even before now, we know an estimated 123 soldiers have been killed. 123,000
Ukrainian soldiers or Russian soldiers?
Yes, Ukrainian soldiers.
I think the fact we have is that Russia has taken some territories from Ukraine in the last few weeks. I mean, there is no lie about that. And that has gingered Zelensky to be running helter-skelter looking for ammunition. There is no doubt that Russia is a superpower. But what we are just saying is that now Russia is not even putting boots on the ground. They're just sending long missiles to finish this war. And if they continue like this, then if NATO wants to counter, then there is a challenge somewhere. And Bidi, do we know? I mean, when I say we,
another spokesman, sorry to cut you. Another Russian spokesman said this morning again that NATO must be destroyed. And that's Vladimir Soloviev. He's a
yes, but NATO has gone to outsource this war. You see, this is the outsourcing of the war. You are not fighting any NATO country as today. You are fighting Ukraine. So NATO is fighting his war through Ukraine, and they're having a proxy. So in order to win, you just want to destroy Ukraine. Bidi, let me just tell you this one and see your reaction. In case of a nuclear war, which you cannot rule out, because if Russia is to be annihilated by the West, because Russia is surrounded, we have Germany, we have Poland, we have UK, and if they are to be annihilated, they will use their nuclear weapon. Do you in Africa know that in the case of a nuclear weapon between NATO and Russia, Africa is going to be the most civilized and modern continent of the world, because these ones will have ruined themselves. Are you prepared for this?
Dr. Shego, I don't know if I should be happy about this question or I should be sad. I don't even know what to answer, because I might not be, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. You are right. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Let it not be that I am taking pleasure in someone's misfortune. Do you understand? Yeah. I don't want to sound like that. Let it not be that I'm taking pleasure in someone's misfortune. I don't pray that this happens.
I will stand like that, Dr. Shegun. This could be there is a wise man of Proverbs that they used to say back in the days. It says one man's something is another man's poison. One man's
so one man's food is another man's food. Yeah, but still, if you're
a loss to a side could bring a gain to another side. That's
how it's true, but I don't hold that. I don't. I'm not of that philosophy. I'm of the philosophy that the universe is so wide that can accommodate everyone at the same time, and you will be prospering and I will be prospering. I wouldn't want that nuclear war, but I want them to stop it. They stop it because I wouldn't want it, and Africa would become a developed continent without them destroying themselves. But if they want to destroy themselves for Africa to rise, so be it.
I think I feel what you are feeling, BD, because if the whole world is destroyed and only Africa appears to be the modern world, then where will we operate then? I mean,
exactly.
Where's the technology and all of that? So we will miss a lot of things. But then we have Ambassador Nat Iyakwo. Ambassador Nat, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody.
In 3 minutes, Ambassador Nat, and I know you have been following these news. Do you think Russia and NATO have entered the Third World War through the supply of tanks to Ukraine by the US, by the UK, and German governments, and more are coming? And Russia said this war has entered a new level. Is this the beginning of a Third World War?
The Third World War began many years ago by installments, and the wars are being fought at different locations, but converging at one point. Competition for supremacy within the superpowers. But what we are now witnessing
yes, what we are witnessing.
Canada, what we are witnessing. Russia says us have come directly to the war. They want more than a proxy war now.
Okay.
The war is between NATO countries and Russia, and Russia is responding to that particular one factor of supplying tanks, cholera, and all whatnot to Ukraine. Its battle line has been drawn, and the West thinks the tanks will be a game changer, but it's just going to drag on this war. We don't know when it will end now. Nobody knows.
Wow. I have to thank you, Ambassador Nat. You have thrown another dimension. This war has started before now. So it's just, you said it's an instrumental third world war where we are taking that home. And it's true. It's been in different places, Afghanistan and the rest. Let me use the opportunity to welcome Dr. Osita Anyameka from the State Power in Abuja.
Thank you, Dr. Shegun. Glad to be here, guys.
I want to ask you directly. The United States government banned certain Nigerians from coming to the U.S. Restrictions, they call it. They said these Nigerians have been anti-democratic, and they will not allow them nor the members of their family to enter the U.S. at least. And if the U.S. has done it, you can be assured that the rest of the Western countries have put these names down. But unfortunately, or rather, sadly, they did not mention any name. I've been scouting to see who are these people. And it appears that Tinubu is not there, Atiku is not there, Peter Obi is not there, or Obasanjo is not there. Who have fed them with these names? And why can't we snoop and get some of these names, Doctor?
You can't know the names. It's not diplomatic. They just didn't ban them from coming to the United States. They banned them from applying to come. Applying to come. You can't get to the embassy. So their names are listed. Yes, their names are listed at the point of entry. If you want to know their names, go there. The issue is that there are names that are there that you don't even know. The U.S. has, the U.S. government has their personal, private details on them. So if they make it public, they are warning them. If they make it public, they are giving out an alert that.
Will you say what criteria did they use, and who are falling into this kind of criteria? It's not fair.
They told you that already. They are undemocratic. They are not practicing democracy, no matter the amount of lies they tell.
But if,
as a matter of fact, listen again. Go ahead.
If you put a poll in Nigeria, many Nigerians will tell you all the Nigerian politicians have been anti-democratic. They have practiced anti-democratic activities. They have paid money for votes. They have seduced voting. They have killed. They have maimed. All of them will fall into that category. Why are they not all falling?
That is very clear, and that is very correct. But let me also talk about this. The U.S. government has labeled Buhari as model of democracy. They are working with Buhari as a model. Please, just let me lie, as a model supplied by the office of the president. That is the model.
Okay.
The U.S. government does not. They don't live with us. It's only the embassy that is here, and the embassy works with the government in power, with the regime that is the administrator of the government for now. So what they are doing now is that they are taking details, they are taking intel from the office of the presidency and matching it with theirs, because most of these people have committed crimes in the US too. Most of our Nigerian politicians are criminals in their lists. So they are matching everything to see that the man who is model of democracy, if you see, listen to the language of Buhari these days, just listen to his language. Everything he says, everywhere, he's adopting his policies. The man who is running for APC does not even talk to him anymore, because he thinks that the president is not supporting him. The president cannot be seen by the US as supporting a man who already has a drug case in the US, albeit silenced for now. So what we are looking at is a Nigeria that is thoroughly being examined by all types of intel. And this list is there on their desks. They are working with it. And for any port of entry, even if you find your way to getting a visa, there is no port of entry that will let you in, not even land from Canada. So, we are here as Nigerians, living here and talking to ourselves as Nigerians and watching what will happen between now and the end of next year. Because even if after we win elections, the month after May 29 is still active as 2023 year, because anything could happen.
Yes, Mark, we saw a video that went viral, and Buhari was saying that everyone should vote for the people they believe they should vote for, but we are not going to change the naira currency expiry date. And people, and he said clearly, some people are going to stash the old currency so as to buy votes. And it was not, I mean, Buhari became a saint, a political saint, a democratic saint from that statement, which gave credit to what Dr. Osita just said right now. When did Buhari become an agent of democratic, saintly institution in Nigeria?
No, but let's be open, Dr. Shegun. Good thing. Dr. Osita is here, Ambassador Nat is here. The truth of the matter is, to an extent, Buhari is, I won't say a good man totally, but Buhari has some level of sanity in him to an extent. But you see, leadership is more than sanity. Leadership is will, the will to do something, the power and the courage and all those audacity to do things. So he doesn't have that. But the man has some level of, at least in the African context, he has some level.
Was he doing that for the international media? Was he doing that for the international audience when he was saying nobody should steal any vote through backdoor and all of this? Is he doing it for the international media?
I don't think so, because this is for him. This is his last point, and this will go down as a legacy for him. So he needs to prove to the bookmakers that he is that Buhari that has left a legacy. So at this point in time, he has to put out something. He has to bring his real self. And there's a quagmire in the country. If things don't go right, the country will blow up. So that was a beautiful thing.
You watched the same video. To what extent did you believe Buhari in that video? Did he mean it? And I want you to take into consideration that Tinubu responded to that video in Abeokuta when he was campaigning. He said they have changed the currency because of him. They are sabotaging his campaigning by allowing a queue of people who want to buy petrol and fuel. Do you agree that Buhari is sincere with that video?
I might not agree with that video with you. Honestly, I might not. If I have to, maybe probably after election. Now, let me answer Massive Mike. He said Buhari, to some extent, is a sanity man, a nice man, but the willpower. How can you say a man who has been general, who has been once a leader or a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, don't have the willpower? That part, I disagree to that. He has everything, but I don't know what they're doing. Now, the United States government said their commitment is towards supporting Nigerian aspiration to combat corruption and strengthen democracy. Now, look at it. Buhari here is one man who has never obeyed any court order. Do you understand? The man has never. Are you trying to tell us they don't see or they don't? Most times when they say, so when they come up with all these things, feel like these people don't actually listen or see what is happening in Nigeria. This man has never obeyed any court order. Whatever thing that is happening in Nigeria today, our president said it, because your followers would take after your footsteps. President has never obeyed any court order. That is what you see today. Nobody obeys court order. And how do you tell me that you're fighting corruption? Of course, you're not obeying court order. How would that thing work? And the United States is going to tell us Buhari is what I don't even know how they use it. Is a model for democracy. Which model for democracy? And now it's saying, well, I don't know for that video. I saw it's been trending. And now to tell you that video might not be true. The presidential candidate of their party come out and say that they are sabotaging him. That people should not listen to his party. The party at which he's flying with their tickets, and they should not listen to them.
That is interesting. Fly with their ticket,
Therefore, so all these things, it's just a makeup. Like I said, I won't believe that video until after 25th or 19th of March. But as of now, he has said it. Will he keep to it? going by what
Oh.
Mike said, that he doesn't have the will. He has said it as a sanity man. With the will, allow him keep to it. That's another thing.
Okay, thank you very much. May I say that George Chukwu, our own man, Sir George, just wrote in. He must be attending a very serious conference somewhere. But he has written in to say, we have to remember that Buhari is the last military man who will rule Nigeria. In all the last 7 elections or so, there's always been one military man in the offing contesting. Since the days of Obasanjo up till today, one military man must contest. But Buhari is the last military man who will contest. Whoever is coming in as a president come February 25 is going to be a civilian to the core. If it's Tinubu, Atiku, or Kwakwanso or Obi, is going to be a civilian. No ex-soldier is coming. So George Chukwu is telling us that Buhari is the last military man who will rule Nigeria, and therefore he's leaving a legacy. Ambassador Nat, is this what Buhari is doing, or is it sincere that nobody should buy any vote, and all those money in all the bullion vans we told they made a mistake? The bullion vans made a mistake and stroll into another man's house, and they did not see my own house to stroll into. Only Tinubu's house, they stroll into the place. Do you agree, Ambassador Nat?
Well, the issue here, you have to look at history is always having something interesting to tell us. The military in 1999 installed Obasanjo, and since then, the retired generals and the serving generals have been installing presidents and head of state for Nigeria. What the retired generals did, they moved out of PDP, since PDP did not really consider them serious again, and they moved into APC. They have moved from APC and they are now thinking towards the Labour Party. So let us assume, let's create a scenario where Peter Obi wins the elections this year. The body hands over to him. The military are still at the background. The military, they are everywhere. They control the economy, traditional institutions.
Dr. Sita.
They control
okay.
Politics. That's my...
Okay. While we are trying to get that problem fixed, Dr. Sita, in 30 seconds, will you agree that though Buhari is going to be the last ruling ex-military man, the military will still be at the background? No new president can make a mistake.
Who said he's going to be the last military man? It's not possible.
Who else is contesting?
There are some. What about the future? What about after P2B? There are some colonels and lieutenant colonels who are still there. This is Nigeria. And for Christ's sake, what makes military a bad thing? In the US, you qualify to become president if you have a military, if you've had a military career. It's something plus for you. It's
they're proud of you.
Exactly, and they know you defend their integrity.
But the problem with the military we have here is that all of them have been involved in a coup or Obasanjo, Buhari.
Exactly. Dr. Johnson, that coupist tendency is our fear. That's all. McCain was the general that came into politics and changed things for America.
Well, Obasanjo lost out from being the Secretary General of the United Nations. He put himself forward, or Nigeria put him forward, and he lost to an Egyptian who was never a coup plotter. So I think we should just modify the statement between you and Sir George that the last coup plotter that will ever rule Nigeria will be Buhari. Well, on that note, we will go on a short break, but the whole world is talking about the presidential election coming up in Nigeria come February 25. However, there are challenges in the ruling party. Don't go away. You don't want to miss this one. Stay with us. Welcome back to News Echoes and World Affairs. Nigeria is the center of attraction all over the world at the moment because of the importance of the February 25 presidential election. Actually, it will involve the legislators' elections as well. So Nigeria is at the center of the view of the whole world. Anything that happens in Nigeria happens in Africa. That's the way it is seen, because in every poor black man, one is a Nigerian, and this presidential election is going to be very, very decisive. And one would have thought the APC, the ruling party, was going to have a run over. It's going to be a smooth walkover. And it's not because of what others are doing or not doing, but somehow the boat is leaking in the All Progressive Congress. It appears that Tinubu is fighting some wars within the party, and this may signal danger. Let me call on super political analyst, Dr. Sita. What's really going on? Can the world be enlightened?
Maybe he shouldn't be going to Abeokuta. Anytime he
Go
goes
on.
to Abeokuta, some bomb drops, yes. But the issue is very
Hold it,
clear.
hold it
When you
here.
have
For our viewers who don't understand, Abeokuta is the capital of Ogun State, where Tinubu sang that famous song, Emilokan. So, okay, go on. Sorry.
yes. Okay, thank you very much. But the point also too is that when you have strange bedfellows coming together, at some time the bubble bursts. Not everybody in APC has a common. They don't have a common ideology. People run into it as a camp because there's rain, and as soon as the rain finishes, they move out again and go in different directions. Unfortunately, therefore, this rain is going to be for a very long time, because a candidate left APC and joined the Labour Party that everybody laughed at, but he went there with a purpose. As the purpose started to blossom, the whole world is watching now, because Pete Obi with no structures has come to teach what the new structure should be like. So the man who is at the helm of affairs for APC is seeing so much war ahead of him. But the truth too is that his people are not fighting with him. They just go out there, make statements, collect money, and disappear. But the main problem is the party leader himself, who is supposed to be as the honeybee for this campaign, is not there. The problem we have with Buhari is his lack of involvement, even in governance, in party politics.
He said a few weeks ago that he's going to 10 states with Tinubu, and he went to 2 or 3.
He said it. 2 states or 2 campaign, no, not even 2 states, 2 campaign rallies of 96 rallies is not a visit. Every one of them, APC, LP, but they have almost 100 rallies to attend. In some states, 4. So the issue is attending 2 does not show leadership. We're talking about him being tired after every rally. That's what a leader does. But he's non-involvement. That is the reason why the cabals are ruling the country. Non-involvement
talking about tiredness. Everybody thought Tinubu will have been overtired by now, that he will have retired. But he appears to be appearing in many, which is a frailty and all of those. How can you explain that?
The man is very stylish. He goes there and sings a song and keeps quiet. The rally is over. Let him go there like P2B. He goes there. No, honestly. He goes there and they clap for him and he keeps quiet. That is his plan.
Yeah. So I will attest to that. He went there with Kwam and they started singing most of the time.
It's a script written for him. Go there, appear, make a noise, people clap for you, then we take over. Dance. Not just
let me get to Lagos. Let me get to Lagos. Bidi, I know you are not from the Yoruba stock, so you may not know this one. Tinubu was at a rally and he said Kwam One should sing a song of raining curses on other political parties. Only Yoruba people will understand that one, and I understood it, and it's all over. And many people were appalled. I don't know whether that message got around in Lagos, where many people speak Yoruba. Unmute yourself.
Yes, she's on.
Yes, I said.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, it's okay.
I said, of course it is, and people were not happy about it. And and other people did not call it attention because he's not. It's not the first time he's doing it. When before the election, when he was abusing the obedience to that, so it's not a new thing. People are not happy about it. Even Yorubas, fairness to them, the Yoruba speaking people, they are not happy about it. And it's not anything. The thing that is happening in the APC is this. But ordinarily, right from the primary, it didn't just start now. I'm surprised that people are making it look like it started now, right from primary. You remember it was during primary, he went to Abiyokuta and said, Emilio Komi. You remember? So this finalizing the party members did not start now. That mindset was formed within him during the primary when he felt that they didn't want to give him the tickets. That was when he started fighting the party. It was a cold war. You understand? That was when
I don't think a campaign gives any politician the right to rain curses. He said rain curses on them, and
that's who Tinubu is. That is who he is. We like living in the past. That is who he is. Yes, that is who Tinubu is. We can't take it away from him. Yes, if you have met him one-on-one,
it's a dangerous level. Well, our own Sir George wrote in to say if Tinubu is allowed to speak freely, the world will see his state of mental deterioration. Let me ask Ambassador Nat, why should anybody listen to curses at a campaign? It's not fair on those who are there, who came to listen to your policies or your manifesto. But you say rain curses. I mean, that has crossed the boundary, isn't it? Ambassador Nat.
I think it's connectivity.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
frozen.
What
Are
you hearing me?
yes, right now, yes.
Oh, yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
You are here? Okay. You see, the one of the main challenges we have with some of our presidential candidates, they cannot speak in public. They cannot speak sensibly. They cannot make constructive, sentences, even correct one. Not to talk of the language. The issue with Ashwaju is that right from the onset, he's not the candidate of the APC. That is not the person the
Correct.
We lost him again.
presidential candidate, and he forced himself on
His money made way for him.
disciplining Tinubu after his first Abeokuta declaration. Well, people are asking, what is the source of that money? He said, they told Abiola, Umaru Diko told Abiola the thing is not for sale.
Yeah. Massive Mark, while we're trying to sort out the thing with Ambassador Nat, why will people come on air and tell us that a straight bullion van just entered Tinubu's house? The money was meant to pay salary for some people, and the driver did not know where to take the bullion van, and it entered Tinubu's house, and they locked the gate in safekeeping. Why will people come out and make such insinuating, such lies, such how will they do they think the rest of Nigerians are just stupid and they will bite hook, line and sinker?
Can you imagine that, Dr. Shagun? In fact, the man didn't come up with a very good lie. There are lies, categories of lies. So
there are good lies and bad lies.
Yeah, this one was the least of all the lies. Even Satan will laugh at this and say, he didn't say the lie well. How will you say that incident happened in 2019. We all followed it then. And they've been giving excuses all the way. But it's obvious that Tinubu, the presidential candidate for APC, is a money bag. And he believes in bankrolling people. He believes in using money to buy votes. He believes that's his way. We just have to say this. We're not trying to tarnish anybody's image. That's what he's known for. So saying that the brilliant van mistakenly came in, blah, blah, it's all a lie. That's a story you tell a little child of 1 year old or two. Even some little kids now know when you lie. They will say, "Uncle, you're lying." So it's a lie, and we're not taking it. Well, also there's a crack in all the ruling the political parties presently. Yes, like Dr. Sita said, the body language of Mr. President Muhammad Buhari is not showing that he's too well with the campaign of APC, even though they try to play it out. And there's so much confusion too. Imagine the presidential aspirant of APC to Tinubu saying that the money, the change of currency, the fuel situation, all these things are targeted to pull him down. Meanwhile, it's his party that is that's there. It's his man, his so-called partner. Buhari is the one there. He said he put him there. So it's also funny. We're hearing this. We're also seeing people decamping. But the sad thing is, even when they decamp to the wrong. It's like jumping from frying pan to fire. You know, the lady that decamped recently, yes, she did well. She's exposing things, but she decamped again to another place that is not worthy of belonging to.
Okay. Finally, on this matter, thank
Sir.
you, Massive Mark. Finally, on this matter, Dr. Osita, how well did it go down when Tinubu said that it was PDP that caused this petrol scarcity, when PDP has been out of power in 8 years? How well did it go down when someone came up from their party and said a bullion van just strayed into another man's house? How did Nigerians react to such things, for God's sake?
It's the same tradition. Dr. Shagun and all of us here, this is the first time in the last block of 8 years that we've had impunity rule us. Somebody came out and said snake swallowed money, monkey ate money, money disappeared into the ground. Nigeria did nothing about it. Bullion van going to what's it called? The Tinubu side. It's like Maurice Minor driving in front of your house in London. It's just a story. And nobody said anything about it apart from laughter and calling your friend to say, look at these people, they don't lie again. No, we laugh about these things. But this is what is bringing us down. Money is missing. Somebody goes to respond to National Assembly and faints. Walks out of the National Assembly hall and walks into his car. It's only in Nigeria. So the things that they are doing, you see, our hope. You can imagine this campaign without P2B. No, just open your eyes well and say to yourself, how would this country have looked like in the face of the world if only APC, NPP, NNP, or whatever it's called, and
NNPP and PDP.
Yeah, and NPP and PDP are the ones contested. There will be nothing. People tune to BBC, people tune to all foreign media because they are listening to what P2P will say. And they're listening to which direction Nigeria is going. Thank God for someone like him, because otherwise everything would have been a sham. And I call myself Nigerian, show my green passport tomorrow. They say, you guys are just trash.
Yeah, Sir George is writing in to say that the truth is finally coming out why Buhari is adamantly insisting on the Naira change, which of course January 31st is the last day of change. So if you want to change your old currency, you better do it now or never. And he said this is a silent fighting of Asiwaju by Buhari. Well, but Buhari is not saying so directly. You said it's silent. Ambassador Nat, I know you will give us a good analysis of this. The Vatican reacted this week that 39 Catholic priests were killed in Nigeria in the last few months, in 1 year, 39, and many were maimed in state of insecurity. Now, why will the Boko Haram be targeting the Catholic Church especially? And the same thing they did in Owo, for Ondo State. They went to Catholic Church and shot at the congregation. Why the Catholics? Is there any reason, Ambassador Nan?
Well, I'm not sure whether these reasons I will talk about are true or not. If you look at Nigeria as an example, it seems, seemingly it seems that there are more Catholics in Nigeria than the Protestants or other denominations. The Southeast is predominantly Catholic. Middle belt, almost predominantly Catholic, and the Catholics have also been known to be very vocal in their statements when it comes to politics. Father Matthew Hassan Kuka is one of them, and we know he doesn't speak, he speaks truth to power, and so but this particular father, Reverend Father Isaac Archie, who was 2 weeks ago burnt in his house, a rectory in Kafinkoro, these bandits, Boko Haram, have attempted his life on 3 different occasions. But this time around, to speak the truth to power.
Well, thank you very much, because the report says that 145 attacks on Catholic priests were recorded in the year 2022, and not fewer than 39 priests of the Catholic Church were killed in Nigeria by government in 2022, while 30 others were abducted. Don't you think there is something about Catholic? I agree with you. There are very many, maybe the most in Nigeria, maybe, because they've been there for hundreds of years. But they're not giving respect to the Vatican City, who could move against them. If the Vatican City want to move against Nigeria and these abductors, they could do so. Why do they not fear the Vatican City?
That's very correct.
Can I say something?
Yes, do quickly.
The Catholic Church is the first port of call for Muslims who are converting to Christianity.
Okay.
That's the answer. Those are the people, they know them and they loathe them. The extreme Muslims loathe Catholicism, because that is the first place Muslims go to when they are converting, because they want to go to the seat of Christianity in Nigeria. Yes, exactly. So you can't find them moving from their faith to one Pentecostal church. No, they won't, because they want to be seen as making that change triumphantly. That's why they go to the Catholic Church, and because of that, these extremists load them, with a passion.
Do you think these abductions will simmer in 2023? I leave it to anybody to answer. Okay, you think it will go down?
First, yes. No. Well, simmer, yes, but it will still be there.
It will still be there, unfortunately.
Yes, because at that point, their sponsors would have calmed down, because they would have been defeated. This victory is coming. The
we want to
coming.
say something. We really want to say some good news. Yeah, go on.
The thing is this, I don't know, we live in the 9th part of the world. What is happening in Nigeria is there's an attempt to eliminate Christians. Let me start from 2014, when 276 Chibok girls were adopted. Out of 276 Chibok girls were adopted, 95, or let me say 92, they're Christians. 92% of those girls that were adopted were Christians.
You are right, yeah.
On Catholic priests, they are not killing them. They are telling 39 just on 2022. They've not told us how many numbers we are killed in 2021, 2022. The truth is this: there's a movement to eliminate Christians in Nigeria. But a lot of us are afraid of saying it the way it is. That's just the truth. Now you're asking if it by 2023. I hope so. But these people who are on this mission are not going back. And people they are targeting are not even ready to defend themselves. Yes.
Yeah. But Bidi, I want to ask you something that I think this is on a positive note. The Nigerian singer Temilade Okpeniyi has again made the country Nigeria proud. She's been nominated for the 2023 Oscars for her contribution as a songwriter on Lift Me Up. What else do we know? She's making waves.
In fact, when I heard that story, I was so joyous. In fact, the girl she's making us proud. And let me tell you, she has it. I'm telling you, she has the skill, she has the talent. The girl, when they say the girl is good, Tem is good. She deserves it. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of her. I'm proud when I had that, when I watched it, I said I'm proud of being in Nigeria. Let's go. We love you.
Or do we know any of her songs? That I've watched that film, and so I know what I'm talking about. Dr. Sita, you are smiling. You tell us the groove and the lyrics, if possible. Otherwise,
I don't have expert knowledge on that, but just like Bidi said, she makes everybody in my quarters very happy. Everybody's performing in her song. I hum it, but I don't know the lyrics. She's amazing. She's just amazing.
Oh,
I don't know. The Michael Jackson of Africa is here, female,
yes,
really.
yes.
Because
Ambassador Nat.
I cannot find any environment where they don't love her. None.
Wow. Ambassador Nat, our young songwriters and singers, they have made us proud. Even during the last World Cup, we were not there as players, but we were there as singers. Ambassador Nat,
We
what
played.
else can we say?
We played songs.
Well, can anything good come out of Nigeria? I said yes. The people in this particular industry, they are doing us very proud.
Yes.
And they're generating a lot of revenue for this country and giving us a good image outside. So yeah. I think the politicians to emulate or imitate these individuals and behave themselves.
We wish her well at the Oscars meeting, and it's just like, at least we remember them, we smile. We go to parties in the United Kingdom, in Europe, most of the songs will be Nigerian songs or African songs. We go to the malls and you'll be hearing Davido, Wizkid, Boma. I mean, boy, you just wonder, is the world is getting crazy about African beats? Massive Mark, I know this is your area. Can you tell us more?
Yes. The more there to it is this is the second time Nigeria is making an attempt on the Oscars, this award, the Oscars. The first one was with our Nollywood lady called Genevieve Ineji, but she was disqualified. She had a movie that year called forgotten the title of the movie now.
I recall the movie. They said the African content in it was not a lot.
Yes. You know what happened was they made it look like a foreign. You know, in the Oscars there are categories. So
I remember that particular movie. It was about a businessman who died and all of that.
Genevieve would have won, but they now had to categorize it with the American kind of movie because of the English. Now they would have
they said there were too many English words than African.
They would have just made it pure native language, and it will now fall into an international.
Yeah, but we have a problem in Nigeria. If you speak too much in Igbo, all the Yoruba and the Hausa will not understand. The same thing. Yes. So we understand that one. But is it possible our audience, our global audience, they're coming in to say, can we hear one of the songs before we close? We can start playing it now. If you have one in the studio there. Osita, you want to say something? Osi, what is it? Make us happy.
Yeah, one of the judges actually told us that if John Vive's movie was in Pidgin, it would have won. Not just language.
If it was in
Pidgin, if it was in Pidgin, yes.
That was a very powerful film in photography, in script writing,
movie,
in presentation, in editing. It was everything.
Fantastic. Nigerians were coming. We are coming.
Yes.
Particularly those of us in Nigeria.
Can we have any of these songs? Studio, is it possible we hear any of these in our dying seconds of this program?
We could have. We thought about it. The studio thought about it, but there are laws to playing such music, copyrighted items.
Oh, everything is about the law, the law. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been wonderful. Ambassador Nat from East London, it's my pleasure to have you today, and we're looking forward to having you on Wednesday. So also Dr. Sita from Abuja, good to have you today. The lady in the house, Lady Bidi Nana, you are always on point, and thank you. Massive man. That's our and thank you to Sir George all the way from Toronto, Canada, who has been with us, even not physically, but writing in. Yes, we shall see you. My name is Shegun Johnson. God bless you all.